Welcome back to Blast. This is Will. Today I'm going to ride Wisconsin's Rustic Road, number 49. See a sign at the bottom there says 9.8 miles. This particular Rustic Road is just outside of Portage, where I live. So I'm familiar with it. I ride it quite often. I actually shot this video a couple weeks ago, and then when I got home I realized that I had the camera at an angle, so you were watching everything at like a 45-degree angle, and I just wasn't happy with it, so never posted it, and I'm going to reshoot it today. Little bird. Also today, I am working with a new microphone setup. It's the same microphone, but I wrapped it in a bunch of foam because I had this static noise that kept coming through. This is an attempt to fix that, and we'll see what happens. It either gets better, gets worse, or doesn't change at all. You look over to my right. Let's cross under this bridge first. So if you look over to the right, there's a levee. On the other side of the levee is the Wisconsin River. So this road, for the most part, runs all the way along this levee, and then all the way, it stays close to the Wisconsin River, I guess. All the land off to the left, or the vast majority of it anyway, is public hunting grounds. I know it's kind of a wetland, marshy, some woods. I know people do pheasant hunting there. This particular rustic road is paved 100% of the way. I'd rather have it be gravel, but it's not. It's a little bit chilly out here this morning. Well, chilly compared to what it has been the rest of the summer. It's only about 65 degrees. And cloudy. Just 4 days ago we were hitting almost 90. Yesterday it was like a high of 75. Today is supposed to be about a high of 73. And 2 days from now, we're going to have highs in the upper 80s again. So I guess we get a 2-day break. So one of the reasons that I went with the KLR for this motor when I bought the motorcycle is that so much of the area I live in is paved. And if I want to get to dirt, I have to ride pavement to get there. And I knew that the KLR 650 could handle that pavement time. Alright, I am going to take a slight detour after this curve. I'm going to take you up and over the levee. This spot has a boat landing, so there's an access point here. Let's go back and see the Wisconsin River. It's the first time I've ever been here where there wasn't another vehicle. So if somebody watches who doesn't know the Wisconsin River, it's controlled by dams, so sometimes it's higher than this, sometimes it's lower than this, but that's about what you're talking for a width. And I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but maybe if you look over by this tree in the river there, you can kind of get a feel for how fast it moves. Alright. Oop. Put it in gear. Alright, so we'll go back to the Rustic Road. So another interesting fact about this road is that there's a spot along this road where there's a little center called the Aldo Leopold Center. Aldo Leopold was a author and a professor at the University of Wisconsin in Madison, and kind of the father of modern don't you hate that when you can't think of the word? Conservation. Modern conservation, or conservationism. And I mean conservation in the way that he meant it, which would be conserving wildlife, the plants, the animals, through using them, you know. So it's not, hey, we're going to conserve deer by not hunting deer, but it's hunting deer in a way that makes sense, that's going to prolong the species and keep the population at a stable level. And so he wrote a book called the Sand County Almanac. It's about this area right here. There's a shack along this road that was his shack that he writes about in the book. I'm not going to point out exactly where the shack is. If you want to find out more, you can research it, or you can come down this road, stop at the Leopold Center, and maybe, I don't know if they tell people exactly where it is or not, but I was fortunate that I had a high school teacher, Mr. Labe, who taught me about it. You know, he really liked ecology or conservation, and he really liked the Sand County Almanac, and you know, I was able to go on a field trip to the shack, and you know, we read the book and we studied it as a guide to conservation, and I was really fortunate that way. He was a great teacher. So that's down this road. So there's the Leopold Center. Hope we got a decent glimpse of it as I went by. I wasn't going to stop. That is not where the shack is. That's just a center, teaching center. This is always kind of a cool bit of road. I just like the way the trees are reaching in over the road to try to find some sunlight. Kind of a neat section here too, where everything gets really close in. So if you live in Wisconsin and you haven't checked out the rustic roads, get online. The Wisconsin Department of Transportation has a map. Shows where they're all at throughout the state. I believe last time I looked there were a total of 117. I've ridden probably 10 to 15 of them. I'm going to try to go back and ride all of them that I've already ridden, as well as all of them I haven't ridden yet, and shoot a video of them. I don't know if I'm gonna, well, I know I'm not going to know about as much information about most of them as I do this one, and the one with the Indian Agency House. I think that is number 69. You know, those two are close to my hometown, and I know the history of them. I know what they're about, but as I get out further and further, I'm not going to know what it is that's on those roads, so it's going to be just more of a travel and find out. Probably be a little different kind of video, a little different feel to it, especially if it's the first time. You know, if I shoot the first time that I go down it, it's going to be new to me and new to you at the same time, unless it happens to be one that you know. So if you're from Wisconsin, check them out. If you're not from Wisconsin and you're traveling here, check them out when you're here. This is the end of it. So I'm going to turn around, go back down it, and I'm going to go try to find some mud and shoot a mud video. Alright, that has been Wisconsin's Rustic Road, number 49, although the signs broke off there. That's all I got. Tune in next time.